What's up, Rated R Cars family? I am here at Hudson Valley Motorcycles in Hudson Valley, New York. One of my favorite places to be. Okay, my favorite place. Today we're doing a substantial performance upgrade to the Monster 937. We are going with the full Ohlins suspension. You know what that means. Better performance, better cornering, better traction, better action. As always on Rated R Cars, we're going to do a thorough test of the new system. Let's dive in. All right, there's a new suspension, looking good. The way it is meant to be. Let's do a road test. I've had many motorcycles, and my 2021 Ducati Monster 937 is one of my favorites. Due to its welterweight lightness, it feels as powerful as my Diavel 1260S across all the rev range. This is the kind of bike you can just turn down wheelie control on and just have an absolute blast on powering up the front wheel in first or second gear effortlessly. But alas, the stock suspension is not Ohlins. Good suspension will give more comfort, more feedback, and more control. The stock suspension on my Monster 937 is not bad by any means, but at 6'1" and 200 pounds, and having Ohlins on my Diavel 1260S and on my 2022 Multistrada V4S has made me someone who now demands the flawless performance of Ohlins. Today we installed the Ohlins DU506 shock absorber, made for the Ducati Monster 821 but modified slightly to fit my Monster 937. This is a high-pressure 46mm piston monotube gas-type shock absorber with a hose-mounted external reservoir. It's temperature independent, which means it works well in hot or cold weather, and has individual adjustment for compression and rebound damping. And of course it has adjustable preload of the spring action. This was a $1,300 US investment including labor, but let me tell you, it was worth every penny. Firstly, this suspension makes you immediately more confident in corners. It is purposeful and compliant. I immediately noticed the bumps on these lovely but sometimes bumpy New York roads were far better absorbed under my 200-pound frame on the Ohlins versus stock. Bumps that used to hammer my tuchus were now quietly dealt with on the Ohlins so I could focus on the ride. You remember those little gooey, stretchy hands our teachers used to take away from us and put in their desks? After we used them to snatch the paper off the desk of the girl we had a crush on, thereby making her cry instead of actually like us? Yeah, it feels like your tires are made of those. Except with these shocks, you won't start wailing like your elementary crush because you're not going to be bottoming out your biscuits every time you hit a bump. These are kind of like riding on a firm but sticky gel. That's the best way I can describe this sensation. They feel luxurious and confidence-inspiring. They definitely make the bike far more compliant around corners. They make even the straight line more comfortable. And by the way, that external canister is sexy to boot. I just love the premium look and feel of this system. Here's a nice little downhill corner. Followed by an immediate sharp corner on rough terrain. Look at those roads around this corner. Here's me hitting the brakes for an SUV sitting in the middle of the road. Nice. But the Ohlins deliver. These are beautiful but rough roads in some places, but I feel like I'm ready for anything after this suspension upgrade. I feel like the suspension was the only thing missing from the Monster 937, and now I can truly call it a high-performance motorcycle. Here's a corner I really want to love on my cars and motorcycles, but it's a nervous corner. It makes me nervous. It's always super bumpy right at the apex, and I can never really truly enjoy it. Well, now I can ride through that apex on my Monster without worrying about skidding off the road, because the Ohlins take care of all those bumps for me. It's worth to note I also had a ton of heavy gear, including my leather jacket, laptop computer, 3 cameras, mounts, and more weighing me down, and still the suspension performed flawlessly. Now, does this have semi-active auto leveling suspension like my Multistrada V4S? No. But the addition of these Ohlins make this bike even more formidable. I feel like I've now unlocked this bike's true potential. If you have a Monster 937 and you really want to unlock this bike's true potential, I recommend the Ohlins upgrade. The Monster 937 is an awesome bike, and I hope they make an S model in the future. But until then, I'm working on creating my own. Next up is front suspension, as it doesn't precisely match the back, and as you know, your motorcycle likes balance, especially a high-performance motorcycle like the Monster. However, front suspension is not currently available from Ohlins for the 937, but we're keeping a hopeful eye out. So altogether, I am giving this Ohlins upgrade the Rated R Cars stamp of approval. It's highly recommended. By the way, if you live anywhere within a couple of hours of Hudson Valley, New York, I highly suggest you visit Hudson Valley Motorcycles. I ride with these guys, they're cool, they're kind, knowledgeable, and it's really worth going out of your way to make a trip out there. Alright guys, as always, I enjoy your dialogue in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, really helps the channel out. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Until then, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.